Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're enjoying a nice afternoon stroll. We're driving over to pick up the young one from school. I thought there's no other time than right now to talk about CM Punk returning to WWE. Now, CM Punk is not going to be returning to wrestling. CM Punk is not going to be returning to Raw or SmackDown. There's going to be no surprise sit-down pipe bomb on the show. But CM Punk is going to be returning to WWE, where he's going to be sitting down with Fox Sports 1 on a weekly basis. Well, I guess it's not even a weekly basis because the show's going to happen more than once a week. So this is going to be something that CM Punk is going to be doing on the regular, where he's going to be joining Renee Young and Booker T, talking about the current WWE product on a Fox Sports 1 show. I honestly understand the fact that a company wants to run a show that talks about what is going on in the world of wrestling. If this show is longer than a half hour, if this show is going to be an hour, I don't know how this show is going to be carried. I mean, ESPN committed to basically having WWE interviews on an episode of SportsCenter with Jonathan Coachman, and ESPN was not even really able to carry a 10-minute WWE segment talking about the current states of wrestling. Some people thought that they really didn't talk about the real issues in wrestling. They didn't cover Billy Gunn being fired for steroids when he was a current trainer at the Performance Center. They didn't talk about major things that were happening in wrestling. It was kind of just like a fluff piece that was always ended with an interview with somebody that was one of the main stars of the company. It was almost like a commercial for WWE on SportsCenter. Now, if CM Punk wants this job because it's a paycheck, he says he considers himself a businessman, and this makes sense since this is, I guess, a show that wants him. He needs a paycheck, and he can make some money off of this. My only thing is that, CM Punk might go in there and he might play nice, but if you're talking about the current state of WWE, you're going to be able to skate by talking about the debut of Friday Night SmackDown. You're going to get by with talking about the draft next week and who you think is going to be a major player on their new brand. But when you have CM Punk sit down and you need to host, when I think about sit-down talk shows involving sports, I think of the shows like Around the Horn, Pardon the Interruption, the Dan Lebitard Show, Pardon the Interruption, High Noon. I think about those series of shows. I think that, honestly, you need to get a hot take from CM Punk about the Maria Kanellis angle with Mike Bennett. Well, I guess that's Maria Bennett, I guess, whatever, I messed that up. But, if you need to ask CM Punk about, who is the baby's father? Is it Rusev? Is it Mike Bennett? Is it The Rock? How is CM Punk really going to sit down and be able to discuss that angle and give his take on it that lasts 2 minutes? How is he not going to smile, look into the camera, and just say, this is the bullshit that WWE is pumping out and it doesn't make any sense? And that's some of the reasons why he quit the company to begin with. How is he not going to be a running commercial to change the channel to watch AEW and see a better wrestling product? I just, those are the things that are running through my head, that, CM Punk is a character. CM Punk is a persona of him, but how much of that is played off of his real take of basically you're asking to have him sit down in front of a live television with a live mic. You're going to be asking him about a product that he wants nothing to do with, and knows that some of the storylines that they put on the television are horrible, to the point where, huge wrestling fans like myself and other people that make videos on YouTube, we love wrestling and we don't want to watch this crap anymore. So how are you going to get it to be able to get a guy like him to be able to do it? Yeah, Renee Young. Renee Young. She came from hosting a television show like this in Canada. Booker T. He has his own podcast where he talks about wrestling. I believe they're pretty much the wrestling business. They can bullshit their way through it. I don't want to say they need this job, but this is their job. CM Punk is a wrestler. He was a UFC fighter. I mean, yeah, he needs the check, but is he really going to be able to, I don't want to say play the part to be pumping WWE as the best wrestling there is? I don't really think he's going to be able to do it. I'm not saying that this job isn't going to last long. I just don't see how this goes forward. I don't even know how this show lasts, to honestly tell you the truth. TNA couldn't carry a backstage show where they were hiding cameras in the backstage locker room and showing you what the wrestlers were saying after the matches. Yeah, it was all kayfabe and bullshit, but it honestly was a pretty cool show, but nobody else watched it, so it didn't last. Who's going to watch wrestling with no actual wrestling, just people talking about it? I guess that's kind of what you're doing right now, but and they're going to have better stars on it, so maybe people will, but I don't think it's going to work.